Uterine fibroid is prevalent in women of African origin. It's not only African women, Afro-Caribbean, Jamaica, Caribbeans, Africans, any lady of African origin, they are susceptible to uterine fibroid. There's no reason, it's just a racial thing. It's common amongst, you rarely see fibroids in Europeans and Asians. Just as you can see some conditions in the racial group that is not also prevalent here. Fibroids are classified in many ways, but for the sake of this video, the one we'll talk about is based on the location of the fibroid. When you have subserous fibroid, it means it's outside of the womb entirely. Okay? Then you have what we call intramural. Intramural means it is within the muscle of the womb. Fibroids can be single, they can be multiple, and they vary in sizes. So the number and the size will determine the effect of these fibroids during pregnancy. Fibroids can coexist with pregnancy. In fact, we see quite a number of women that have fibroids and are still pregnant. This is simply because the size of the fibroid will determine how well the pregnancy will go, the number of the fibroids also, then especially the location. So fibroids can coexist with pregnancy. Fibroid is one of the least common causes of infertility. Infection is a big problem that's causing blocked tubes when it comes to infertility. When we evaluate for people that come for fertility problems, fibroid is the last thing that we even talk about, because we know that fibroid may not be exactly responsible for this infertility. The only time that fibroids can cause problems is when they are blocking the entrance, the beginning of the fallopian tubes, and not allowing the sperm to go through, which is usually not that common. Remember that we have two fallopian tubes. Even if it's blocking one, the other one is open for fertilization process to continue. It does not affect fertility as much. Remember that conception is one thing, sustenance of the pregnancy is the other. So when you have very big fibroids and there's a pregnancy, sometimes they may suffer a miscarriage, because as the baby is growing, the space in the womb is also occupied by the fibroid. So it may increase pressure and probably lead to either miscarriage later, like 6 months, or sometimes it may cause situations that will now lead to premature delivery of that baby. Having fibroids when you get pregnant doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a problem. Or having fibroids before you get pregnant does not necessarily mean that you should remove the fibroid, because we know that fibroids can coexist with pregnancy. Don't rush to go and remove a fibroid when there are no symptoms. It is not disturbing you, in quote, because the problems of fibroid surgery may persist. Let me explain. If you remove a fibroid, the likelihood of it growing back is always there. So if there's no reason why you should remove it, you don't have heavy bleeds, you don't have pains, it's not too big, or if just because you did a scan and they said you had fibroids and you begin to panic, you don't have to. Just allow nature to take its course. When there's a pregnancy, You can still carry your pregnancy till 10. Not all fibroids are bad. The small ones may not disturb and may not have any problems during pregnancy. So you are good to go. Fibroids must come back again. When a fibroid is removed, there is a tendency for it to return. For some people, it may just be 2 years, some 4 years, some 5 years, some 7 years. The chances of it growing back is always very, very high. That will be all for today. Till next week, when we'll continue to address your health and fertility concerns. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notification to get updates on our new videos.